Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is DVD Collector 1986 here with a new video. This is actually a response video. A friend of mine on here named Laurie, she did a video, sort of a get to know you video that was movie related, with several movie related questions, and then there was 4 initial questions, and then 18 other questions, but those 18 were pertaining to different movie genres, and we had to pick our favorite movie in these 18 genres. There was one question that she wasn't able to come up with an answer for. I believe it was foreign films. She has a bit of trouble with her eyesight, so she doesn't do foreign films because you usually have to read those sometimes, and sometimes the caption isn't even for people who have good eyesight. The caption's never there long enough because by the time you get like halfway through reading it, it goes away and then something else pops up. So she added a question to the list since she couldn't answer that one, and then I actually added 2 other questions. So you can stick with the original 18 questions, or you can go off my list if you want to do a response. Feel free. And if you would like to add questions when you do it, she did it, I did it, so add questions if you'd like. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into this. Took me a while to get the answers because some of these are kind of hard. First, these are the initial questions. Number 1, favorite movie. That didn't take me long to think about. That would be Bubba Ho-Tep. I could sit here and do a whole video just talking about that movie. Bruce Campbell, Ossie Davis. There's a lot of people that have seen it, a lot of people who haven't. It's one of those hidden gems as far as the horror genre is concerned, because you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people, like I said, that have seen it. There's a lot of people who haven't. Matter of fact, the 2 guys, Mike and Jay over at We Watched a Movie, they had just recently watched it and reviewed it in a video. I loved that video, by the way. But they are older than me by a couple of years, and they saw the movie after I did. So I saw this movie years ago. So anyway, that's my number 1 favorite movie, Bubba Ho-Tep. Number 2, favorite guilty pleasure movie, Return of the Swamp Thing. Very cheesy, but for me, it's enjoyable and I like it. Number 3, best film ever made. Okay, not necessarily my favorite movie, but what I would consider one of the greatest movies ever made, but we can only pick one for this. And so I picked 2001: A Space Odyssey. That movie came out in 1968. Look at the special effects in that movie. The story may be a bit confusing, but forget the story. Just look at the visuals in that movie. It looks like it could have been made today. The only thing that dates the movie is like the clothing and the hairstyles and stuff like that. But the space visuals, space scapes, as you may call them, all that stuff just looks amazing. Stanley Kubrick at his best. Now, number 4, a movie you have to watch, or whenever it comes on TV, you stop whatever you're doing and you watch it. For me, that would be any one of the original Halloween movies. And by that, I mean Halloween 1, 2, skip 3, because there's no Myers in that. But also Halloween 4, 5, and 6. So any one of the first 6 Halloween movies, except for the 3rd one. Any one of those comes on, I'm going to stop and watch it. I don't care if it's October or any other time of the year. Okay, so now we got into the 18 genre questions. Favorite horror film? Halloween 4. I just love that movie. Return of Dr. Loomis, The Return of Michael Myers, and for a lot of people, that's considered one of the best sequels. I like all of. I like 4, 5, and 6, and I like 5 a lot more than most people do. But 4 is what started that trilogy. So I really, for horror, have to pick Halloween 4. I would have picked Bubba Hotep for that one, but Bubba Hotep actually is my favorite film, like I said in the first question. Uh, Favorite sci fi movie? Aliens from 1986. Great special effects. James Cameron, just awesome. Number 3, favorite action movie? Rambo Part 4. That is the best Rambo out of. There's 5 of them now, and 5 is a very close. I know I'm in the minority probably here, but to me, Rambo 4 and 5 are the best 2 films in that entire franchise because of how raw and gritty and realistic it is. To me, Rambo 4 and Rambo 5 almost feel like they could have been directed by Clint Eastwood. But for the sake of this question, for favorite action movie, I can only pick one. And out of those two, it would be Rambo 4. Favorite Western, the remake of 310 to Yuma, which stars Christian Bale and Russell Crowe and Ben Foster. Like my friend Laurie, I'm not really a huge Western fan, but there are a few Westerns that I like, or modern movies that have a lot of Western elements in them that I do like. But generally, I'm not a huge Western fan, but I do like 310 to Yuma. And here's the question, one of the questions I couldn't come up with an answer for because honestly, I've never seen one, and that's a silent film. So I left that one blank. However, let's move on to the next one. Favorite noir film? Sin City. I think that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. I forget the exact year. Um, a close second for that. I almost picked it for this one, so I'll mention it. For noir film would be Taxi Driver. 7, favorite comedy? That one's easy. The Breakfast Club from 1985. Um, Favorite drama? Scent of a Woman. That came out in 94 or 95 with Al Pacino playing a blind retired Army lieutenant colonel and his helper or his aide. The guy who looks after him is played by Chris O'Donnell. That is a really good movie, um, and I love it. So I picked that one for favorite drama. Number 9, favorite animated film. There's a few I really like, but the one I pop in, the one that I can pop in the most and watch over and over would be Beavis and Butthead Do America. Number 10, favorite musical, The Wizard of Oz from 1939. Love that movie. Number 11, favorite fantasy film. That would be The Never Ending Story. I want to say 1983, but I could be wrong. I forget the year that came out, but I love the first one. I love all those movies, but the first one is my favorite. Um, Number 12, favorite foreign film. Now, you might go, that's not a foreign film. It actually is. It stars Clint Eastwood, but it is technically an Italian film. Anyone familiar with Clint Eastwood knows that he did a lot of Italian westerns back in the day, and I like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which came out in 1964 or 66. I don't remember, but it was back in the day. Um, let's see. Uh, okay, favorite adventure film. That was super easy. Back to the Future, the first one. Not much to say about that. I just love that movie. I think that is actually after 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was hard actually for best film ever made. I almost put Back to the Future in there because I think that Back to the Future is there's nothing about that movie that I would change. To me, Back to the Future is a perfect film, but I put that for my adventure genre question. So number 14, favorite crime movie, Scarface, with Al Pacino from 1983. Number 15, favorite epic film, Saving Private Ryan from 1998. That was also the first war film of its kind that was so realistic. But it is considered a war epic. So I put that for question 15. Number 16, favorite war film, Fury, starring Brad Pitt. It's just a great war film. And I'd even argue that it's a better war film than even Saving Private Ryan is, for certain reasons. And the music, the whole final battle sequence of that film, coupled with the Omen like music score, is what really did it for me. Number 17, favorite family film, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. 18, favorite documentary, Halloween 25 Years of Terror. I hope they do a new documentary for Halloween, because there's been a lot more movies in that franchise that have come out ever since that documentary was made. Number 19, favorite comic book movie, Logan. And these are the two questions that I added. Number 20, favorite Universal film, like the old Universal monster films. Mine is Frankenstein. And number 21, favorite remake. And for me, that would be the remake of Night of the Living Dead that came out in 1990. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.